Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Wednesday, February the 8th, 2017. More dashboard features and enhancements. As you guys know, I've been working like crazy on the dashboard and a few other indicators, but I want to go over the new features and enhancements, and because there's a few. I haven't sent the latest one out. It's still being tested. It'll probably go out maybe in an update batch this month, or probably batch 3 if I send that out next month. So let's get on with it. Okay, we got a blank screen. We want to bring up the dashboard, but I'm going to bring up the test version to show you all the new features. First, let's just go down. This might take a couple of videos. Okay, the indicator tag. There's at least one of you out there that wanted to be able to load more than one copy of the indicator on the same chart. So first copy 0, second copy 1, etc. Those of you who want the alerts, you can do the sound alert, mail, and push. Now you guys have to set these up right in the options on your MT4 platform for them to work properly. Show buttons. Now what this does, it gives you a choice. You can either show the pair buttons, so if you click on the button, it'll then change the chart to that pair, or you can just show the pair names, or you can hide the pair names. There's at least one individual out there, I won't identify him, but he's really going to town with the dashboard. New one, use separate window. Normally the chart goes in the main window, but if you say use separate window true, it'll go in the sub window. And I'll show you how that works in a little bit here. The rest of them I think we've gone over. And just so you know, when you go to a separate window, you might want to make this 10 instead of 100. The thresholds, I threshold, max, and min. This is when you're mainly using the internal indicators. You can either use these thresholds or you can use the levels. If you use levels in true, instead of using these, it'll use these. Gives you 5 levels. So for those of you who like those squiggly line, RSIs, stochastics, MACD, that's pretty much for you guys. Because you can turn these into negative numbers too if you like. And then the colors will match the levels. Now we get down to where it's fun. The columns, we've been through that, but let's just put up a column here. So we know we have to put a non-zero number, positive number. And then we come down here. Okay. We're going to do a moving average crossover. That's one of the new ones. Right here. Moving average crossover. And let's say we'll do it on the current chart. Okay, now for moving average crossover, you need to know what the parameters are. I happen to know them off the top of my head, some of them off the top of my head. Okay, but let me show you what you have to do. You come over here to docs.mql4.com/indicators, and it'll tell you the technical indicator functions. Okay, and we're going to use the moving average right here, IMA. And then it will tell you what the parameters are. So you see here, parameter 3 is the averaging period. So I'm using 5 periods. The MA shift, that is how many, the bar. So 0 is bar 1. 0 is the current bar. 1 would be 1 bar, the previous bar. And the method, 0 is simple, 1 is EMA, and so on. But this is where you can learn about it right here. So you can look here for the EA method. 0 simple, 1 exponential, 2 smooth, 3 linear weighted. You can come back here to the applied price, which you can see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the applied price. So you can have close, open, high, low, median, which is the middle, typical, which is like the pivot, and the weighted. So that's how you figure out what the parameters are in the I or internal indicators that are part of the MQ4 or MT4. Okay, so right here, so I'm going to use the close price EMA. So here we go. Now, number of bars to use can't be 0. Okay, so I forgot to put something in. Ooh, do I have a bad error message? Don't tell me I got to start this video over. What did I do wrong? Bar number, param3, number of bars to use equals 0. Okay, let's go out here. Maybe you guys can see me work MA X over okay, if B parm 3 equals 0. Oh, there's a problem right there. Why did I have that in there? That shouldn't have been there. Parm 6. Oh, yeah, it should. My mistake. It should say right there, Parm 6, because we're doing an MA crossover. Okay. So, I forgot we were doing the MA crossover. So, let's go back in there. Okay, so the way I've got this set up, we're going to use the first 3 parameters, because usually when you're doing crossovers, it's always on close. So the parameter 6 here is actually parameter 3 for the slow moving average. The first one should be the fast, or the lesser number, and the second one should be the slow. And so we're just going to do EMA 5 crossing EMA 20. And you see it takes a little time. Now, once again, since we have that separate window option, it's going to put out a little separate window, so you can just drag that down. So you lose a little bit of screen space there. Okay, we don't have any crossovers on M15. Let's see, do we have any on M1? Might take a while. Yeah, we do. We've got the Canadian. And so you guys might want to say, well, hey, how do we know that's really working? Let's see, I think we can bring up my TRO tunnel indicator. See, we've got, we'll do 5, 1, 20, 1. Now we'll just leave that one at 200. Now let's see, I want to make this as slower, and that one's really slow. Okay, here we go. So you can see here we had a crossover, but then it went back. Let's look at the euro. Yen. Yeah, you can see here the red, the fast, cross below the blue to the downside. So you can see here, and the indicator says 5x20 for 5 crossing the 20. Okay, and this is from the TRO tunnel indicator. But so that's one. So okay, the next one, if the internals aren't enough for you, I've also done the given you the ability to call external indicators. Okay, so how do you do that? Let's just give it a column number. Indicator. external. Now in the column heading you have to type in the external indicator. So I chose RSI. Okay, and let's just use the current period. Now threshold, I don't believe we use. Parameter 3, if anybody who knows me knows I like RSI 2. So here we have the RSI. We're on the M1, and this is the value for RSI. And this is an external indicator. Now, let me just warn you a couple of things. At the moment, you have to use an external indicator where the buffer that you get is you get the information from the first buffer. Okay? What I'll do in the future, I think I'll put some external columns where you'll be able to say which buffer you want, because some buffers like a MACD will have a 2. It'll have its fast and the slow, and it might even have the third one. So you might want to return those values to the screen. But that's how you refer to an external. So you see here we had the internal. Now, just so you know, all those indicators, the internal ones, not every internal indicator makes sense. So if you come down here and you look, you can see the ones that start with the lowercase I, those are the internal indicators, which once again are all these indicators here. So like if you wanted to use the MACD, once again this would be parameter 3, parameter 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how that works. And I'm down to about 3 minutes on this video. Like I said, I believe it's going to take 2. Let's see, maybe I can rush through a couple of things. Here on the price, you'll notice I added the year. Now you can't use the year on all of the functions, but basically if it's just pure price like open, high, low, close, I put code in so you can use the year. Now I told you about the separate window. I already have one loaded up. You can see here it's down here in the separate window. And once again, to do the separate window, you say use separate window true. And as I mentioned before, make chart Y 10. So the y-axis is just 10 below the top there. You see it fits nice and neatly. And I also turn the messages off because they would be down here and you couldn't see them. Or you'd have to move your cursor and chew up some screen space. So this is mainly for if you want to use the dashboard and you just want it for the chart pair, you can set it up like this. And in that way you can use a whole bunch of columns and look and see what's going on with the chart. So hopefully guys or fellow traders, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have questions, shoot them to me. If you have ideas and suggestions, if I can work them in, I'll work them in. Unless they don't make any sense, then I don't work them. So anyway, that's it for now. One other quick thing while I'm thinking about it here. Oh shoot, I can't seem to get that over there. Yeah. Don't remember, guys, if you're watching my video, come on over and subscribe to my channel. So anyway, as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off to go drain the banks.